Hey guys, welcome to Benie's Pantry. Thank you so much for joining me today. If this is your first time, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I truly appreciate it. Mwah. On today's menu, we are going to Nigeria. That's right, we are making a Nigerian dish that always calls me back for a second. Are you ready for this? We're making bitter leaf soup Nigerian style. Let's get cooking. For this recipe, my choice of meat is chicken. So we're going to start with it. If you don't have chicken, you can choose anything. You can make this with beef, goat meat, another personal favorite of mine. I'm choosing chicken because it's faster, because the first thing that we're going to do is cook the chicken. All right, so we're going to get the chicken ready. So if you had meat, it would take you longer, but once this is boiling, it's going to be like 20 minutes. It won't take too long. So you can have meat, you can have fish. Back home, and I say home as in Africa, we use smoked fish a lot. We cook with smoked fish a lot, so that's another also favorite. When you are in Nigeria, many times you'll see it being made with smoked fish. So I have my chicken. I'm just cutting it in smaller pieces. All right, so we're going to boil it for a little bit. I'm going to add some onion, salt, black pepper. I'm taking a shortcut. Instead of a fresh garlic, I'm just using garlic powder and bay leaf. I'm just going to add some water here, not too much, and we're going to let this boil for about 20 minutes, and we're going to make sure to also check in between just that we have enough water. And I'm going to cook this on about medium high. All right, let's go. Next, we're going to wash the bitter leaf. I'm first going to bring the leaves to boil, and that's going to help with removing the bitterness. Just gonna be like just a minute. We're not trying to cook it yet. Now, before adding the leaves, I added some baking soda to the water. Okay, so the reason why you want to add baking soda, from the advice that's been given to me by my Nigerian friends, is the baking soda allows you to soften the leaves a little bit. It also helps maintain the greenness of the leaf and also help get rid of the bitterness of the leaf. So it does three things. So you boil the water, you add the baking soda, then you add the leaves, and you just boil for really under a minute. And then now we're going to remove the leaves and place them in cold water. So we're going to put this in the sieve. Oh, careful, it's hot. Alright, so you see that, and we're going to retain this, and you see this here is the bitterness. We're trying to get rid of this. So it's really hot. So now I'm just going to take the leaves and just rub them together. I bought my leaves at an African market in the frozen section, and these leaves already came chopped. If you're buying whole leaves, what you can do usually when you have whole leaves, when you rub them together like this, they break apart. Or you can also chop it, or you can put it in a blender, and it does the work for you. So I'm going to keep doing this, just rubbing the leaves together and help get rid of that bitterness. Alright, so we're just going to do this, and we're going to repeat this process at least 3 times, and it depends just how bitter do you want this. Alright, and if you guys don't have let's say you don't have enough bitter leaves, you can always add some spinach to it, or even if you don't have any bitter leaves at all, you can replace it with kale or spinach. You just follow the recipe as we're doing it and just replace the leaves with spinach or kale. But if you do have kale and spinach, you don't need to do this process. Obviously you don't, because this is specifically for these leaves. Oop. See, my leaves are nice and good. Oh, look at that. And we're going to repeat this process 3 times because I don't want it to be too bitter. And that's not the point of the dish, for it to be bitter to eat. You know, you want to enjoy it. If you don't have red palm oil, you can use regular vegetable oil. That's just fine. So after about 2 minutes, we give time for our onion to caramelize. I'm going to add some fresh tomatoes. And once again, I'm going to take a shortcut. Instead of fresh garlic, I'm just going to add garlic powder. So you guys, I use red palm oil. If you don't have it, that's fine. You can use vegetable oil. It's okay. On to the seasoning queen or king, whichever one, of Nigerian soup. We're going to add crayfish. This is ground crayfish. If you happen to have whole crayfish, all you have to do is put it in a mixer and just ground it. And you guys, this is one seasoning but you cannot skip. If you're going to make this Nigerian style, you must have crayfish. It's a big staple of Nigerian cuisine when it comes to seasoning. So you're going to look at many Nigerian recipes and crayfish is a big part of the seasoning ingredient. And it has a very strong smell. It's very imposing. If you do not have crayfish, trust me, it will be known. It will smell different. It will taste different. I don't know what it is about it, but yeah. So just go to an African market, look for ground crayfish, or sometimes they call it ground prawns, like prawn. All right. So we have this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this to the chicken stock that's been boiling. And you see that I've put enough water not only to cook but also to have like a stock, you know, like broth. There you go. Because we want that. That's all there is, the seasoning that we put earlier. We want to keep it in there. Oh, it's already smelling good, you guys. If you could smell this. Oh, my house smells good. So now we're going to add the thickening ingredient, and that's ground egusi, all right? Or I think it's called like melon seed, something like that. So we're going to add that. Oh, it's already smelling so good. I'm going to add a little bit more water because I would like to have, it's a soup after all. Don't want it to be too dry. I'm gonna add pepper. If it's Nigerian, it has to be spicy, guys. All right. Now we're going to let it simmer on medium heat for about 15 minutes. And then we will add the bitter leaf for 2 to 3 minutes. While it's simmering, we're going to start working on the accompaniment, okay? On the partner to go along with this soup. Now, I would recommend you eating it with a starch like something that derives from cassava roots, like fufu, gari, or yam. You know, like I mean, you can try with plantain. Maybe plantain might work. Rice, that really depends, but if you're going to try this and it's your first time, you know, something cassava root, something that derives from cassava roots, so fufu or gari or pounded yam. And I have gari here, and I'm going to make this the quickest way I like to make it at home, okay? So I have my bowl where I'm going to cook this stuff. So I'm adding about, so this is the gari. This is from cassava roots. So I'm going to add, I'll go with 2 cups. 2 cups will do. And you can find this at an African market, an African store, or international market. Now I'm going to add water. It doesn't matter how much water. You just want to put just enough water in there to submerge the whole thing. I'm going to let it sit for just a couple seconds. I want to absorb some water. If you leave it for too long, it's going to absorb all the water and it's going to be a very soft gari. So I think that's good enough for me. I'm just going to remove that top there so it absorbs just enough water. And if you want it a little bit harder, again, just as soon as you put the water, it rises, remove it. If you want it to be on the softer side, just let it sit for a little bit. Now we're going to put it in the microwave for 8 minutes. And you can always start slow. You can always start with 5 minutes and then you see, add a little bit more minutes. So I'm going to start with 8 minutes and see. Now you're just going to take a wooden spoon or spatula and just stir to mix. Right. If you think that it's too hard, all you have to do is add a little bit of water. You put it back in the microwave for maybe like 3 minutes and then come back and mix. Some people like it really soft. Some people will just take it just like this, put the soup next to it and whoop, in the mouth. I'm going to make some buns, some nice rounded buns. All right, so I have my water, a flat spoon. All right, I'm just going to take that and I'm going to put it in this bowl here. At least that's my technique, that's how I do it. And do some water. My bowl is round, so I'm just going to work rounding it here. Just make it nice and smooth. You can always add some water to help with that. See? Oh, it smells so good. All right, we are almost done, guys. All right, remember this is the whole purpose of this video. I washed the leaves. You guys saw me do it. Repeat the process 3 times. All right, so now we have, I made these like, you know, no water, so good. And I'm just going to add it in here. And just like any vegetables, any leaves like your spinach and kale, you don't want to overheat it. You don't want to overcook them because you lose a lot of nutrition through that process. And the same thing also is going to apply here. So we're just going to mix it up and then we'll give it just enough time to create this special flavor combination. All right, so about 3 minutes, at the most 5 minutes, I will say. I think that should be just fine, and we're still keeping it on medium heat. I'm going to add just a little more salt, just to add to your preference. Okay, I think that should be just enough. Add the salt to your preference, and if you have a chicken bouillon, like those bouillon cubes, you can also add that as part of your seasoning. I didn't have any, so I did not try. All right, I hope my Nigerian friends who are watching are being very proud of me right now, because I feel very proud already. All right, so it's about 2 more minutes and we're ready to dig in. There you have it, guys, a trip to Nigeria for your kitchen. Thank you for joining me today in my kitchen. I hope you enjoy this and get to impress your Nigerian friends or other friends out there. But you know what? Enough talking. Let's try this, okay? My favorite part, you guys. My favorite part. Here's the test. Good amount of. Okay, maybe I'm biased, but listen, if you don't believe me, you have the recipe. Give it a try, okay? This is good, okay? Today I am officially Nigerian, eh? This is so good. Come on, guys, give this a try. You know what? I have to do this right. Hold on. That's right. Now we're in business, huh? Let me bring my. You know how we do it. In God-given forks, all right? Utensils. Use those fingers, guys. Bon appetit. From me to you. Join the plate, my friend. Let's enjoy this together. This is good, guys. The leaves are slightly bitter. Maybe next time for my taste. Instead of washing it 3 times, maybe I'll do it 4 or 5 times. But it's good. I didn't grind the pepper in there, so it's not too spicy because I don't do too spicy. But if you want to make it super spicy, go ahead, add even 2 peppers and grind it. Add it to the dish. Okay, this is good. Okay, my Nigerian friends out there, you're welcome. This is good, guys. This is good. I did a good job. All right, bitter leaf with a goosey and chicken, Nigerian style. Ah. If you understand the joy that's going through my body right now. First of all, I love food, so I'm always happy. And this is so good. Now I don't have to be begging my Nigerian friends to be making this for me. I'm coming over. Can you cook this? Shameless when it comes to food. I'll tell you. I'm coming over. Cook this for me. And I want leftovers. This is good, guys. This is so good. Where's my water? I was in such a hurry. I forgot to set up for the water. Who cares? At the end, there's a whole fountain behind me. This is good. And you know, they say bitter leaf has also nutritional, medicinal, what's the word? You know what I'm trying to say? Medicinal properties. So I don't know exactly. I can't think of which one of them on top of my head right now because my brain is in my stomach. It's a good thing I'm not wearing a pant. You know, don't need to undo my belt. All right. We can keep watching. Oh, I'm going to finish this. Once again, I hope you guys really enjoyed this. Leave me some comments, like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. You know, here at Benie's Pantry, just trying to make more dishes from the motherland. So we'll see. Maybe next week we'll go to Ivory Coast. And you guys, if you have some recipes you want me to do, some suggestions, some from, you know, if you're from a specific country, you want me to try a dish, send me the name. Hey, send me the recipe. You know, I'll try it, I'll make it, and then I'll showcase to the entire world. It's gari. This is why Africans can barely survive the keto diet. You know, the starch level in here, the carb. We can do it. We can do it. We'd rather be vegetarians, eating all your leaves with your fufu, pounded yam, plantain. Hey, gari. Table manners. Pasture. Who cares? All right, I'm going to let you guys go. Thanks for joining me once again on Benie's Pantry. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye.